Have you ever felt weighed down by someone else's negativity? Have you ever spent hours worrying about people who don't value you, only to find yourself exhausted and unfulfilled? Today, I want you to hear this loud and clear. Let them go and focus on yourself. Yes, let them go, because holding on to people, grudges, or distractions that do not serve your growth is like carrying stones in your backpack while trying to climb a mountain. It won't get you anywhere. It will only slow you down. Imagine this: you are a candle, bright and full of light, but if you spend all your energy trying to light someone else's darkness, eventually your own flame will flicker and fade. Focusing on yourself is not selfish, it's survival, it's thriving, it's claiming your life. Here's why letting them go and focusing on yourself is the game changer you've been looking for. Key point 1. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't give love, care, or energy to others if your own well is empty. Prioritize yourself. Fill your mind with positivity, your heart with peace, and your soul with purpose. Whatever you give attention to grows. If you focus on negativity or toxic relationships, that is what will grow. Focus on your goals, your growth, and your dreams. Watch your life transform. Letting someone go is not about them, it's about you. Freeing yourself from what drains you allows you to move forward without chains. Freedom feels amazing, and it starts the moment you release what no longer serves you. When you focus on yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. Stop chasing approval. Stop seeking validation. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anyone who doesn't lift you up. Time spent worrying about someone else is time stolen from your own growth. Your potential is too valuable to waste. Invest in yourself. Learn, create, evolve. Become the best version of you. Life is chaotic enough. By letting go of toxic people or situations, you cultivate inner peace. And when your inner peace is strong, the world bows to your calmness, not your chaos. Your environment and the people you choose to keep close determine your growth. Let go of the negativity and invite those who inspire, motivate, and uplift you. Your circle shapes your destiny. Key point 8. Focus on your legacy, not their opinions. In the end, no one will remember the energy you spent trying to please others. They'll remember the impact you made, the joy you radiated, and the life you created. Focus on building your story, not fixing theirs. So today, make a choice. Choose yourself. Let go of the people, situations, and thoughts that hold you back. Focus on your dreams, your growth, and your happiness. Your life is too precious to be anyone else's second priority. Remember, when you let go, you make room. Room for peace, room for growth, room for greatness. Your journey is yours alone, and it's time to walk it with courage, confidence, and relentless focus. Now rise, let go, and become unstoppable. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Think about that for a moment. How often do we get caught in the cycle of giving, and giving, whether it's our time, our energy, our love, or our attention, only to find ourselves drained, exhausted, and wondering why we feel so empty inside? We tell ourselves, I just need to help this person, or if I give more, maybe they'll finally appreciate me. Or I can handle it all. I just need to try harder. And yet, despite all the effort, we feel depleted, lost, and unfulfilled. That's because no matter how much you try to give to others, if your own cup is empty, there is nothing meaningful to give. Giving from an empty cup doesn't fill anyone. It empties everyone. It's like trying to pour water from a vessel that has already run dry. You end up frustrated, overwhelmed, and even resentful because you've forgotten the most important person in your life, yourself. Filling your own cup doesn't mean you are selfish. In fact, it's the opposite. It's the foundation of genuine love, authentic relationships, and personal success. If you neglect yourself, you are essentially building your life on a foundation of sand. You may appear strong on the outside, constantly giving to the world, but inside, you're struggling. Your energy is low, your mind is clouded, and your spirit is weak. When you are running on empty, you cannot make rational decisions, you cannot act from a place of peace, and you cannot truly experience joy. Everything becomes a struggle because you are trying to function without the essential resources your mind, body, and soul need. Think about the people you admire, the ones who radiate confidence, joy, and love. Do they give endlessly without refueling themselves? Or do they take care of their own needs first? The answer is clear. They know the importance of self-care, of prioritizing their own mental, emotional, and physical well-being, because they understand that by filling their own cup, they create a reservoir of energy, love, and inspiration that naturally overflows to those around them. When you are full, you can give without expectations, without exhaustion, and without resentment. Your love becomes pure, your attention becomes genuine, and your energy becomes contagious. Filling your own cup is not limited to just one aspect of life. It's mental, emotional, and physical. Mentally, it's about feeding your mind with positivity, wisdom, and knowledge. It's about saying no to constant criticism, self-doubt, and negative thoughts that weigh you down. It's about reading, learning, meditating, and reflecting on your goals and values. When your mind is nourished, you become clear-headed, focused, and capable of making decisions that align with your highest purpose. Emotionally, filling your cup means acknowledging your feelings, setting boundaries, and choosing who and what you allow into your life. It means letting go of toxic people, situations, and patterns that drain you. It means giving yourself the love, compassion, and forgiveness that you so readily give to others. Emotional fulfillment is not about perfection. It's about balance, self-awareness, and resilience. The more you cultivate emotional health, the more you can offer empathy, support, and genuine connection to others without sacrificing your own well-being. Physically, filling your cup means taking care of your body. Eating well, exercising, resting, and listening to your body's needs are not luxuries, they are necessities. Your physical energy fuels everything you do. You cannot expect to achieve your dreams, pursue your passions, or show up fully for others if your body is neglected. A strong, healthy body is the vessel that carries your spirit and mind through life's challenges. Without it, your energy becomes limited, your motivation wanes, and your ability to contribute meaningfully diminishes. Many people misunderstand what it means to fill your cup. They think it's indulgent, self-centered, or even lazy. But here's the truth. It is neither indulgent nor lazy. It is essential. Life demands your best self, your full presence, your energy, and your love. And the only way you can give your best self is by investing in yourself first. When you prioritize yourself, you are not taking away from others. You are giving them the version of you that is powerful, balanced, and inspiring. Your presence becomes magnetic. Your energy becomes transformative. And your ability to influence, support, and uplift others becomes limitless. Filling your cup also creates boundaries. When your cup is full, you are no longer desperate for validation, love, or approval from others. You stop seeking attention to compensate for emptiness inside. You stop clinging to people who don't value you. You stop saying yes to things that drain you and start saying yes to opportunities that enrich you. A filled cup gives you clarity about who belongs in your life and who doesn't. It gives you the courage to walk away from what no longer serves your growth and the wisdom to embrace what nourishes your soul. Every single person you admire has learned this lesson, often the hard way. They have experienced emptiness, exhaustion, and depletion. And they have discovered that the secret to true power, happiness, and fulfillment lies not in giving endlessly to others, but in first honoring themselves. The moment you fill your cup, the moment you stop pouring from emptiness, your life begins to change. Relationships improve, opportunities increase, and your inner peace becomes unshakable. Your energy radiates in ways that draw the right people, the right circumstances, and the right abundance toward you effortlessly. So remember this, your energy, your love, your time, and your attention are precious. Guard them fiercely, fill your cup. Nourish your mind, heart, and body. Prioritize your growth, your dreams, and your well-being. Because the truth is simple and powerful. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Only when you are full can you truly give. Energy follows focus. This is one of the most powerful truths you will ever come across in your life. Everything in your world, your emotions, your actions, your results, is directly influenced by where your attention goes. Yet so often, we scatter our focus, giving pieces of our energy to distractions, to people who don't matter, to situations that drain us, and to thoughts that serve no purpose. Imagine your mind as a spotlight. If you shine it on fear, doubt, and negativity, that is exactly what grows in your life. But if you direct that same spotlight onto your goals, your dreams, and your personal growth, suddenly the impossible begins to feel possible. Energy always follows focus, and the moment you understand this, you unlock a level of power you never thought you had. When you scatter your attention, your energy is diluted. You may feel busy, overwhelmed, or even productive, but in reality, you are spinning your wheels, multitasking, worrying about what others think, replaying past mistakes, or constantly comparing yourself to someone else. All of this pulls your energy in 1,000 directions. The more your energy is spread thin, the less impact you have on the things that truly matter. You might be giving all your effort, but if your focus is misaligned, it's like pouring water onto dry ground. It will not nourish anything. Energy without focus is wasted energy. And wasted energy is wasted potential. Now, think about the moments in your life when you were fully focused, when nothing could distract you, when you were completely immersed in a task, a goal, or a dream. Do you remember how powerful you felt? How unstoppable you were? That is because your energy was concentrated. Your mind, body, and spirit were all aligned, all moving in the same direction. Focus amplifies energy exponentially. It's the difference between a small spark and a roaring fire. When you focus, you create momentum, and momentum is the secret ingredient that makes progress inevitable. The principle of energy follows focus also applies to your emotional and mental state. If you dwell on negativity, anger, or resentment, you are feeding those very emotions with energy. The more you focus on them, the stronger and louder they become in your life. On the other hand, when you consciously choose to focus on gratitude, positivity, and solutions, you empower yourself. You begin to attract opportunities, ideas, and people that resonate with your elevated energy. Focus acts like a magnet, pulling towards you the very things that match your attention and energy. Many people fail to understand this, which is why they feel stuck. They complain about their circumstances, blame others for their failures, or lament their lack of success, all while their focus remains scattered on what's missing rather than what's possible. The truth is, energy doesn't flow to complaints. It flows to clarity, to intention, to purpose. When you focus on creating, on building, on learning, on improving yourself, energy moves in that direction. It fuels action, inspires ideas, and opens doors. Energy always moves toward what receives attention. This is why successful people protect their focus fiercely. They guard their time, their attention, and their mental space because they know that energy is the currency of achievement, and where their energy goes, their life follows. Focus also determines the quality of your actions. You can spend hours working, but if your focus is scattered, the results will be mediocre. But when you focus, every action becomes precise, deliberate, and impactful. Energy amplifies productivity, creativity, and resilience. It sharpens your intuition and strengthens your resolve. Focus eliminates wasted effort and ensures that every move you make propels you closer to your goals. This is why highly successful individuals are often described as relentless. They are relentless not because they work harder, but because they work with unshakable focus, channeling all their energy toward the things that truly matter. Distractions are the enemy of energy. Social media, toxic relationships, negative thoughts, and unnecessary drama act like thieves, stealing your focus and draining your energy. If you want to harness the power of energy following focus, you must learn to eliminate distractions and protect your mental and emotional bandwidth. Every time you allow your attention to drift to something that does not serve your purpose, you weaken the force of your energy. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. The effort is there, but nothing is retained. Protecting your focus is protecting your energy, and protecting your energy is protecting your life. Visualization and intention are also key components of focusing your energy. When you clearly define what you want and consistently direct your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward that vision, energy automatically flows in that direction. Your mind becomes a fertile ground for ideas, solutions, and opportunities that align with your purpose. Energy follows focus because the universe responds to clarity. Confusion, doubt, and indecision scatter energy, but clarity concentrates it. The more precise your focus, the stronger your energy, and the faster you manifest results. Finally, understand that focus is a skill. And like any skill, it requires practice, discipline, and consistency. Your mind will naturally wander, and your attention will naturally be pulled toward trivial things, but the key is to train yourself to bring it back, to refocus, and to commit your energy to what truly matters. Over time, this creates a compounding effect. The energy you invest in focused, deliberate action grows exponentially, turning small efforts into monumental results. Energy always follows focus, and when you harness this principle consciously, you become unstoppable, resilient, and powerful beyond measure. Letting go is freedom. Yet for many of us, this is one of the hardest lessons to truly understand and apply. We hold on to people, situations, memories, and emotions that no longer serve us, thinking that by clinging we are protecting ourselves, or somehow maintaining control. But the truth is the opposite. Every moment you hold on to what weighs you down, you are chaining yourself to a life of limitation, pain, and stagnation. Freedom begins the moment you release your grip on what is keeping you trapped. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate act of strength. It is the recognition that you cannot control everything around you, and that your peace, your growth, and your happiness are far more valuable than holding on to anything or anyone that diminishes you. Many people confuse letting go with giving up, with abandoning their dreams, or with ignoring their responsibilities. But letting go is none of these things. It is not surrendering your power, it is reclaiming it. When you let go, you are choosing yourself over circumstances, choosing your inner peace over external chaos, and choosing your growth over comfort. Holding on may feel safe at first, but it is a false sense of security because it keeps you bound to the past, to disappointment, to resentment, or to situations that are not aligned with your highest good. True freedom comes when you loosen your grip, release the burden of expectation, and allow life to move naturally. Letting go is especially difficult because it often involves emotions that are deeply ingrained: fear, guilt, love, regret, or hope. You may fear what will happen if you release someone or something. You may feel guilty about abandoning a relationship, a dream, or a situation. You may still love someone who has hurt you, or cling to hope that things will change. And yet the truth is that clinging to what is no longer meant for you only prolongs your suffering. It blinds you to opportunities that are waiting for you. It steals your energy, and it keeps you from experiencing life fully. The moment you let go, you reclaim that energy. And you open yourself to possibilities that were invisible while you were tethered to the past. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every thought, every memory, every attachment you hold on to is like a plant in that garden. Some of these plants are nourishing, beautiful, and life-giving. Others are weeds, bitter, invasive, and suffocating everything around them. When you refuse to pull out the weeds, they grow unchecked, consuming space, nutrients, and sunlight. Letting go is like clearing the weeds from your garden. It is creating room for the flowers, for growth, for life. It is a conscious decision to cultivate an environment where only what serves you can flourish. When you let go, you are choosing what belongs in your life and making space for blessings, opportunities, and growth to enter. Letting go also teaches you about the impermanence of life. Everything changes. People come and go. Situations rise and fall. Holding on tightly to what is meant to move on is futile, and it causes unnecessary pain. Freedom comes when you accept that life flows in cycles, and that clinging to what no longer serves you is resisting the natural order. When you let go, you align yourself with life's rhythm. You move with its current instead of against it. You become fluid, adaptable, and resilient. Letting go is not about loss, it is about transformation. It is the conscious decision to rise above what limits you and step into a version of life that is lighter, freer, and more fulfilling. There is also a deep internal freedom that comes with letting go. When you release grudges, resentment, and past hurts, you stop giving others control over your emotions. You stop letting the actions of others dictate your happiness. You reclaim your power. The emotional baggage you carry is often heavier than any physical burden. Every grudge, every negative memory, every unresolved anger consumes energy that could be used to create, to love, to build, and to enjoy life. Letting go is an act of self-liberation. It is choosing to live unbound by negativity, to rise above the circumstances that once held you captive, and to declare that your life will no longer be controlled by what is outside of you. Letting go is also a form of courage. It takes immense bravery to release something familiar, even if it is harmful. It takes strength to walk away from what is comfortable, predictable, or habitual. But this courage is the gateway to freedom. The more you practice letting go, the more empowered you become. You learn that your peace is worth more than attachment, that your growth is worth more than fear, and that your future is worth more than clinging to the past. Letting go is ultimately a choice you make every single day. You may need to let go of toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, limiting beliefs, old habits, or even ideas of who you thought you were. Each act of letting go is a declaration: I choose myself, I choose my life, I choose my happiness. Freedom is not something that is given to you. It is something you claim by releasing what holds you back. When you let go, you step into a space of limitless possibility. You reclaim your energy, your peace, and your power. You open yourself to life in its most authentic, vibrant, and fulfilling form. Letting go does not erase memories, nor does it mean you forget what happened. It means you stop letting the past dictate your present. It means you refuse to let pain, disappointment, or fear define who you are. It means you embrace the truth that your life is far bigger than any single circumstance or person. Freedom comes the moment you loosen your grip, and in that space of release you find clarity, strength, and the ability to rise above it all. Self-respect is non-negotiable. This is one of the most important truths you can ever embrace. Yet so many people live their lives without it, giving their energy, time, and worth to those who don't value them, and wondering why they feel empty, unfulfilled, and unappreciated. Self-respect is not arrogance, nor is it selfishness. It is a deep, unwavering recognition of your own value, your dignity, and your right to be treated with care and honor. When you respect yourself, You set the standard for how others are allowed to treat you. You communicate through your actions, your words, and your boundaries that you will no longer accept less than what you deserve. It is the foundation upon which every healthy relationship, every meaningful achievement, and every fulfilling life is built. Without self-respect, nothing else in your life can be truly solid, because everything will be built on compromise, insecurity, or the opinions of others. Many people confuse self-respect with pride or ego, thinking that demanding respect is somehow rude or unkind. But the truth is, self-respect is the quiet strength that allows you to navigate life with dignity and integrity. It is what keeps you from compromising your values for temporary gain, from staying in situations that diminish your worth, and from tolerating behavior that is harmful or disrespectful. It is the difference between someone who lives in constant approval seeking and someone who lives with authenticity, confidence, and clarity. Self-respect is the inner compass that guides you to make choices that honor your essence, your dreams, and your well-being, even when it feels uncomfortable or inconvenient. When you respect yourself, you stop seeking validation from people who are unwilling or incapable of giving it. You stop bending, compromising, or shrinking yourself to fit someone else's expectations. You stop chasing approval and start creating your own sense of worth. The people, opportunities, and experiences that deserve your time and energy will naturally gravitate toward you, and the ones that do not will fall away, leaving you surrounded by what truly nourishes your soul. Self-respect acts as a filter, a boundary, and a declaration. It is saying, without words, I know my worth, and I will not settle for less. Self-respect also involves the courage to stand alone. Too often, people allow themselves to be mistreated because they fear being alone, rejected, or disliked. But true self-respect means you would rather walk alone in dignity than walk with someone who diminishes you. It means you choose your peace over approval, your integrity over compromise, and your growth over comfort. The moment you embrace self-respect, you realize that being alone is not a punishment, but an opportunity. It is a chance to reconnect with yourself, to nurture your passions, and to reclaim your energy for what truly matters. Another critical aspect of self-respect is setting and enforcing boundaries. Boundaries are the tangible expression of your respect for yourself. They communicate to others what is acceptable and what is not. Without boundaries, people take advantage of your kindness, exploit your time, and undermine your confidence. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are guidelines to protect your energy, your mind, and your heart. They create a safe space for you to thrive and grow, free from negativity, manipulation, or disrespect. Establishing boundaries requires courage, consistency, and self-awareness, but it is one of the clearest ways to honor yourself and demand the respect you deserve. Self-respect is also about the choices you make daily. Every time you prioritize your needs, your goals, and your well-being over the approval or demands of others, you reinforce your self-respect. Every time you refuse to compromise your values for temporary gain, you strengthen your sense of worth. Every time you walk away from a situation or person that diminishes you, you demonstrate to yourself and the world that your respect for yourself is non-negotiable. These choices may feel small in the moment, but over time they accumulate into an unshakable foundation of confidence, power, and fulfillment. The absence of self-respect often manifests in subtle ways, allowing others to speak to you poorly, tolerating disrespect in relationships, accepting less than you deserve in your career, or silencing your own voice to avoid conflict. Over time, these compromises erode your confidence, your self-worth, and your ability to claim the life you are capable of living. But when you embrace self-respect, you stop giving away your power. You take ownership of your life, your decisions, and your energy. You understand that your time, your love, and your attention are valuable, and you will only invest them in what aligns with your highest good. Self-respect is the key to personal empowerment. When you respect yourself, you walk through life with a sense of clarity and confidence that is magnetic. People notice it. Opportunities respond to it. Your relationships improve because you are no longer attracting those who would take advantage of you. Your choices become deliberate, intentional, and aligned with your true purpose. You realize that respect is not something you earn from others. It is something you claim for yourself. Self-respect also teaches resilience. Life will challenge you. People will disappoint you. Situations will test your patience and resolve. But when your self-respect is unwavering, you have a foundation to stand on that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. You understand that the opinions of others, the setbacks and the obstacles do not define you. Only your actions, your values, and your commitment to yourself do. Every time you honor yourself, you grow stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable. Self-respect is non-negotiable because without it, nothing else in your life can be truly fulfilled. It is the first step toward freedom, power, and happiness. It is the boundary that protects your energy, the compass that guides your decisions, and the fuel that drives your personal growth. It is the silent declaration that you will not settle for less, that you will not compromise your worth, and that you will honor yourself above all else. Inner peace outshines drama. This is a truth so powerful, yet so often ignored in the chaos of everyday life. Drama comes in many forms: arguments, conflicts, misunderstandings, gossip, and emotional turbulence. It often masquerades as urgency or importance, but in reality, drama is a drain on your energy, your focus, and your ability to live a fulfilling life. People get caught up in it, thinking that responding, reacting, or participating will solve something, but the truth is, drama only grows when you feed it with your attention, your emotions, or your time. Inner peace, on the other hand, is the quiet power that allows you to rise above all of this. It is the calm in the storm, the clarity amidst confusion, and the strength that comes from knowing that your well-being is more important than anyone else's chaos. Drama is addictive because it stimulates emotion. People get caught in cycles of anger, jealousy, or gossip because it gives them a temporary sense of engagement or superiority. But what they fail to realize is that this energy is toxic. It clouds judgment, wastes mental and emotional resources, and keeps you tied to situations that serve no purpose in your growth. The more you engage in drama, the more it becomes a pattern, and the more your life is dictated by circumstances outside of your control. Drama steals your time, your clarity, and your ability to focus on what truly matters. Inner peace, however, is self-generated. It comes from within, and it cannot be taken away by external chaos, conflicts, or negativity. When you cultivate inner peace, you become untouchable by unnecessary noise, and your energy is reserved for things that align with your growth and purpose. Cultivating inner peace requires a shift in perspective. It requires understanding that not every battle is yours to fight, and not every conflict deserves your participation. When you chase drama, you give away your power. When you let go and choose calm, you reclaim it. Inner peace is not about avoidance or ignoring problems. It is about responding with clarity, composure, and wisdom, rather than reacting with emotion. When you are peaceful, your decisions are guided by intelligence and insight rather than impulse and reaction. This makes your life more effective, more productive, and far more fulfilling than if you were constantly entangled in chaos. One of the most important aspects of inner peace is the recognition that everyone has their own journey, and not everyone will align with yours. People will make choices, speak words, or act in ways that can trigger anger, resentment, or frustration, but the power lies in your response. You cannot control others, but you can control yourself. Drama thrives on reactions. When you remain calm, detached, and centered, drama loses its grip. The energy that others waste trying to pull you into chaos now becomes available for your personal growth, creativity, and well-being. The less you engage in external drama, the more your inner world flourishes. Inner peace also protects your relationships. People who live in constant drama often experience turbulent connections because their lives are dominated by emotional volatility. On the contrary, those who prioritize inner peace attract harmony. When you are calm and composed, you naturally create an environment where clarity, understanding, and love can thrive. You become someone who others respect, admire, and feel safe around. Peaceful energy is magnetic. It draws positivity while chaos repels it. This does not mean you become passive. It means you choose your battles wisely and invest your energy in relationships and situations that uplift rather than deplete you. Drama is exhausting because it forces you to constantly react to external pressures. Inner peace is empowering because it allows you to operate from a position of control, awareness, and balance. When you are at peace, you do not have to prove yourself, defend your ego, or chase validation. You move through life with a sense of certainty and security because you are aligned with your values, your purpose, and your truth. The calm that comes from inner peace is not temporary. It is sustainable. It cannot be shaken by gossip, criticism, or chaos, and it gives you the strength to navigate challenges without losing your composure. Another critical element of inner peace is the ability to prioritize what truly matters. When you are peaceful, you no longer waste your energy on distractions, unnecessary conflicts, or petty disagreements. You recognize that your time, your energy, and your focus are precious resources, and you protect them fiercely. Drama often stems from fear, insecurity, or the need to control outcomes, but inner peace allows you to let go of these attachments. You understand that life flows, circumstances change, and people act according to their own nature. By focusing on what you can control, your mindset, your actions, and your growth, you cultivate a life that is productive, harmonious, and deeply fulfilling. Inner peace is a mindset, a habit, and a practice. It requires mindfulness, self-awareness, and discipline. It requires you to detach from negativity, release grudges, and refuse to let external chaos dictate your emotional state. It requires you to center yourself daily, to reflect, meditate, and align with your highest self. The reward is immense, a life of clarity, energy, focus, and fulfillment that drama could never provide. Once you experience the power of inner peace, you realize that nothing external can destabilize you unless you allow it to. Drama loses its appeal because it no longer serves you, and your life becomes a reflection of calm power, unwavering confidence, and unstoppable momentum. Now, as we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to pause for a moment and truly feel the weight of what you've learned. Life will always present challenges. People will test your patience, circumstances will try to pull you down, and distractions will scream for your attention. But here's the truth. None of it has power over you unless you give it power. Your life is yours to design. Your energy is yours to protect. Your time is yours to invest in what truly matters. Today, I am asking you to make a choice that will define not just this moment, but every moment that follows. Let go of what drains you. Let go of what diminishes you. Let go of the opinions, the negativity, and the distractions that have kept you from stepping into your greatness. Focus on yourself, on your dreams, and on the life you are meant to live. Remember this, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and yet so many of us are trying to give, to please, and to care without ever filling ourselves first. Your energy, your love, your attention, they are sacred. Protect them, nourish them, prioritize yourself. Because the more you honor yourself, the more you will naturally attract what is worthy of your time, your love, and your presence. Energy follows focus, and focus will determine the life you create. Where you place your attention, there your world will grow. Stop chasing people who do not value you. Stop seeking validation from those who are unwilling to give it. Invest in yourself, in your purpose, and in your vision, and watch the universe conspire in your favor. Letting go is freedom. Free yourself from what no longer serves you. Free yourself from toxic relationships, negative habits, and self-doubt. Freedom is not found in holding on. It is found in releasing. As one of the greatest voices in history once said, "You are free the moment you let go of fear and attachment." When you step into this freedom, life becomes lighter, clearer, and infinitely more powerful. Self-respect is non-negotiable. If you do not respect yourself, no one else will. Set your standards high. Protect your boundaries. Honor your mind, your body, and your heart, because you are worth it. The world will not hand you respect. You must claim it every single day through your actions, your choices, and your unwavering self-worth. Your growth is your responsibility. No one else can do it for you. Every moment spent worrying about what others think, chasing approval, or clinging to the past is a moment stolen from your potential. You deserve growth, success, and happiness. Pursue it relentlessly. Cultivate inner peace because it outshines drama and it creates a foundation that chaos cannot shake. Surround yourself with energy that lifts you, inspires you, and aligns with the person you are becoming. Remember, the people around you will either accelerate your growth or delay it. Choose wisely. Choose yourself. Choose the life you are capable of living. Now is the time to rise. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for validation. Stop allowing fear, doubt, or anyone else's opinion to dictate your life. You are capable of greatness. You are worthy of love, joy, and success. You are strong, resilient, and unstoppable. Remember these words: the moment you value yourself above all else, the world will follow your lead. Do not let anyone dim your light. Do not settle for less than you deserve. Step boldly into your purpose. Walk with courage, confidence, and clarity. Protect your energy. Respect yourself. Let go of what no longer serves you. Focus on what matters. And above all, never forget this: your life is a gift, your time is precious, and your potential is limitless. Rise above the noise. Rise above the doubts. Rise above the limits you've allowed to define you. The life you dream of is waiting, but it will not come to you while you cling to what holds you back. Take control. Claim your power. Become unstoppable. Let them go. Focus on yourself and watch as the life you were always meant to live unfolds before your eyes. You are not here to be small. You are not here to settle. You are here to shine, to grow, and to conquer. Remember, greatness begins the moment you choose yourself over everything that no longer serves your highest good. Stand tall, step forward, own your life, and make every single moment count.